Hey y'all, I'm on the walk number 2 for the day, and I figure I'd take this time to multitask and talk about the Red Lobster scandal. It's not a scandal, it's not a scandal. They're actually in bankruptcy. I'm figuring it's probably let me take these off, probably a reorganization bankruptcy. Tell you what's happened. They initially said when they first started revealing that they were in bankruptcy that it had something to do with the all you can eat shrimp. They were saying that people were coming in and becoming campers, staying in the restaurant 2 and 3, 4 hours, just eating shrimp all day long. That could hurt. That could absolutely hurt. But I would say that it's probably hurting the servers more than the corporation because they figure in, how much it's going to cost. They know what they're doing in that respect. But it actually turns out that they are really more of a real estate holdings company than they are a restaurant. Just the same way that McDonald's has several restaurants. And what they do is when a franchisee comes in, they lease those to the franchisee, and that's how they make their money in addition to the franchise fees. So, this is what happened with Red Lobster. They sold their real estate holdings to a hedge fund, and that hedge fund then set the numbers, the lease numbers, higher than they could actually sustain. That's what happened. So now bankruptcy is on the table for Red Lobster. And that tends to happen. Leaseback is one of those things that you see. It's a real estate transaction that you see more in business than you see it with people who are in residential. You might see it in residential, but usually for a very short time to allow the person to move on. Sometimes they stay longer, but not too often. Um, Now, I had a client that bought a house, nearly $2 million house, several years ago. But what she did was she took the house and used it as collateral to buy into a corporation, a restaurant. And interestingly enough, the establishment of the corporation advised her that she really was not the ideal candidate for their product, their model, their business model. She took it as a racist slur and she threatened to sue them because they were advising her that she wasn't the ideal candidate for their model. So they let her in. They set her up and helped her to build the real estate to get her restaurant opened. It did open, and immediately the fact that she wasn't the ideal candidate for their model started to rear its ugly head. And within 3 months, they had to revoke her license to do business in that particular model. I'm trying not to say what the company is because then you'd be able to look her up and all that stuff. But yeah, they revoked her license and took her house. Took her house, took the restaurant, and that wiped her out. So I'm just sharing all this because there's a lot of ways to do business, and real estate is one of the best ways to bring up or gather the finances to get it done. So hit me up. Let's see what we can do. Let's get you a business or something. Definitely a house, for sure.